Let me just share this out and we'll start talking about what's going on. 762 subs. Thanks, everybody. Anybody that's commented, liked, subbed, any of that stuff, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Oops. Sorry about that double. It's okay, though. Is it playing? There we go. Okay, it's still playing. Okay, so... live for the show. So Bitcoin is zero, it's all over. I mean, clearly I'm exaggerating a bit. Whoa, what did I just do? Didn't mean to do that. Sorry, guys. Gals. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, people. Let me just get this set up nice so that I can still have some things up here, like my Telegram. Oops. And maybe some price or something else. Just because things are going pretty crazy right now, so... trying to check the Twitter timeline too, just to see. Zoran Cole, he's legit, I guess. Oh, Dex Screener launches Pump.Fun competitor Moonshot. Interesting. So Moonshot is a launch platform, no pre-sale, no insiders, fixed 1 billion supply, fully audited and unruggable, buy and sell at any time, ownership renounced. Once market cap reaches 500 SOL, 64k, all remaining tokens and liquidity migrate to Radium. 150 mil to 200 mil tokens burned for a deflationary boost. All liquidity is locked by burning the LP token. Free enhanced token info gives all Moonshot tokens best chance to trend on Dex Screener. That's actually huge. So I would be checking Moonshot out. I don't know if that's launched yet. It looks like it's launched. Yeah, a lot of people are losing right now. So, yeah, I mean, keep an eye on this bounce. And apparently there's rumors for Sol being under investigation and a huge case coming. Yeah, I mean, here's Main. Trader Main said it pretty well. Price was at range high. Capo flipped ultra bull on altcoins, and celebs came in and grifted, and he didn't full clip short everything. Hey, cool buddy. Yeah, so I mean, I'll stay alive for quite a while today, just because what we're seeing. Like, I'm gonna even bump down to the 20-minute here. This is what we thought was coming out of here, but definitely didn't come out of there. We can see that basically what happened is it broke down from here. So this was bearish, actually. It ended up being a bearish wedge, and then it just dumped. And you can see it started dumping pretty significantly before we even lost this low here. I did I did, however, mark this out over here. So we have a marker here on 59.1. I think that's kind of our last line of defense. I was on a stream a few days ago and I was saying that we want to basically hold above 65.1. This sort of zone, I wanted to hold above this, and it didn't really hold above that, so I think that's why we got this major capitulation down. But there are some other things to check out in the market for sure. I think the VIX started pumping. Yeah, VIX started pumping. It gapped up actually. Dumped down, and now it's moving back up. The dollar's dumping, which is actually kind of good. We did talk about the moon phases as well, but one thing to keep in mind is that these mean volatility, never really means up or down. Volatility could potentially mean up or down, but it essentially just means volatility. Let's go back to the Bitcoin. And yeah, we can see like volatility did happen. That has happened before. We can see this full moon, big dump down. And then eventually it did pump up from where it started. So that could be the case with this as well. This is where we started the full moon right here. So we could have had this dump down, and then now we'll make our way back up to a higher price. So it'll still look like a climb for the full moon. However, you can see in this one as well, we started up top here, and it started dumping right away on the full moon. And then it made a massive push down. It ended up coming back and almost being around where it started at the beginning of the full moon. Hey guys, welcome. It's definitely some craziness in the markets today. You know, everybody's got some major fear going on, so that's why I wanted to hop on live here and chat about a couple different things that I'm looking at. It does look like we're... Oh, that's not the right one. Yeah, it looks like we're under that line that I play. Oh, we're just on it. We're just on top of this line that is essentially one of the last sort of places that I would say I don't really want price to close underneath this. Even on something like a 20-minute or 10-minute candle, if it closes under that price on any time frame, yeah, buying the dip. I mean, yeah, if you're not, like, I don't know what your situations are, guys, but definitely, like, this is a dip buying opportunity. Every dip down is a good indicator to show you as well is RSI. When RSI is under the 30 on a 4-hour, it's generally a pretty good dip buying opportunity. You can see right here too, you could have bought this dip and it popped up fairly quickly, right? Same here, you can see on a 4-hour, these generally end up being capitulation wicks. Like we can see this one, this was a big capitulation wick. That's usually the times it tends to bottom once it goes past that. And I mean, it does look like it's coming back now a little bit. It was very deep. There's definitely some real bearishness going on. I'm not sure about news. I was just trying to check my Twitter and see. Yeah, I mean, it potentially this war stuff is really starting to take off. I mean, The one thing I will say is that at the end of the day, if you're betting against World War III, meaning you believe that it's not going to happen, then you might as well be all in on the markets, because at the end of the day, if World War III happens, who knows, like, we might all fucking die, so what's the point anyways? Like, what's money going to do? So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think this is a good time to bet. Yeah, that's an interesting one to look at. Sol ETH bottom. Let's have a look, I guess. Buying EMP? Like an EMP grenade? Is that what you're talking about? Donald Trump to speak at the Bitcoin convention? Yeah, 1 day. Let's look at the 1 day RSI. That's actually interesting. Because if the 1 day RSI is that... Oh, wow. It's really oversold. The last time it was this oversold was right around here. August last year. Now, it did stay oversold for a little while, actually. The price didn't actually move down any farther than that capitulation wick that moved it down. 24. And then after it broke this high and really made it past that was October, and then it ripped. So yeah, I mean, this S&P and NASDAQ had a good day. Whoops, I keep messing with that. Oh, it had a bad day. Okay, yeah, I mean, it could be on top of that, right? I was talking about, you know, we see VIX's, it had a gap open and it was pumping a little, although DXY is actually moving down. So that's interesting. And then we have, let's take a look at NASDAQ. Yeah, making a move down. Q's making a move down. SPY making a move down. And US 30 not really making a move down. US 30 is actually chilling. But it's been kind of consolidating up at all-time highs, whereas you can see these ones have been just continuously ripping. Like NASDAQ and the Qs and SPY have just been continually ripping. I think out of all of them, SPY looks the best. I want to look at this one because we have a channel put on there. So I think we lost this 60 support, looking to bounce on this guy. Oh, actually that's the 60, isn't it? I'm just trying to figure this. Hold on one sec. Oh, right, because it's on this one. $35 and $60. So the 35. Let's actually. EMA. Yeah, we got EMA 35 and 60. So that would have been the 35 that got lost. It's going to bounce on the 60 if anything. If it bounces and then continues from there. Are you lolling at the EMP grenade? I mean, you might want to have a couple of those. Let's see, other stocks. Apple chilling. Yeah, I mean, everything did have a bit of a dump today. Nvidia, big dump. So yeah, I mean, Nvidia is one to watch. We're in a so goes Nvidia, so goes the market type of mentality, to be honest. But look at this, it is hitting down on this 30 on the 4 hour as well on the RSI, and you can see same thing as Bitcoin, that tends to put in the bottoms when it gets near here. Let's see that one. Yeah, that wasn't much of a dump though, but bottoms generally are forming inside of this lower range. It could be something like this as well, where we see a big dump and then it consolidates sideways and go down a little bit more, but that is quite a significant push down. I would watch Nvidia for kind of hints on the rest of the market to see, because it is the number one now. So this looks double toppy, rejected, or it could just be consolidating up here. GME, it's having trouble holding this line of defense here. We'll see what happens. I think a lot of these very risky assets are predicated on the main movers staying and doing something. Look at this move. So this is we were talking about this being negative price action for everything else, and that's literally what it did. Went straight up to where I said. Now we see if it's going to reject here or continue on. So let's get rid of that. It could continue on. It's going to base on this and then kind of continue on from there. Otherwise we could see like a bit of a rejection here, and that would be more bullish than the continuation of this. So continuation of this would be the red. So just keep an eye on that and see kind of which way is it deciding to go, because that's really going to tell you and dictate whether or not, like if we break above this 5.4%, I think it really moves up, and that's going to be major risk off. Sacrifice any EMP, are you in Fusion? I don't know what that is. Is it a crypto? EMP coin? EMP money? Imperial? EMP money? 1.7 mil, that's pretty low. Oh, it looks pretty good. Over 1 month. But like over the whole time in 1 year, it does not look good. I'd like to see it overcome this 0.35. Overcome 3.5 and then 50, and maybe we're talking. EMP Fusion will peg, and then ETH will moon, pushing EMP higher, and shares will hit all-time highs again. There's no better team in crypto. Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of these no better team and stuff, but yeah, liquidity is draining, but it's not like, the thing is, it's, yeah, like it's draining out of crypto, but we see that stocks are continuing, right? That's why we pay attention to those too, because it's a tough, I think it's a tough moment right now, because if stocks go down, we go down, and when stocks go up, sometimes we go down just because of the negative news we've had. Eventually what's going to happen is that we're going to see these like negative news is going to have no price impact. Once negative news has no price impact, that's when I think it's okay, we're going to move back up. So that's part of what I'm looking at. Look at this though. BTC dominance is dropping off a cliff. That is actually interesting. So does that give room for alts then to really actually make a move from here? This is what we're looking at, either green for up or red for down, and that's for the dominance itself. We could see a major bounce from here, but keep an eye on BTC dominance as well, because we could have a shift in narrative. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like Ethereum actually dumped quite as hard. Let's check it out from these recent highs to here, about 20%. Yeah, I mean, I can already tell you that's about the same. Yeah, about the same, which it is interesting because normally ETH would dump more. Solana ETH, that's what he was saying, bottomed. Ansem was saying it bottomed. That does look like a good place for it to be bottoming, and then making a way up from here would be really actually quite bullish for Solana. Let's see Solana's downfall from up here. Yeah, see much stronger downtrend with much more percentage down. Let's see if one of our charts has something for us here. Yeah, so we lost that. We can get rid of this thing, actually, I think. At this point, we gotta watch this danger line like I talked about. But as long as we can recover this 127, I think we're still okay for Sol. But yeah, as long as it's under this 127, it is kind of getting close to that danger zone where it could just continue going down. Yeah, down a lot. Like, it's down a lot. Solana's like, especially from here, from June 7th, 30% down. So that's like 2 weeks. It went down 30%, which is crazy for sure. Personally, I think picking it up, if you're doing long-term stuff, picking it up around here is really quite a solid play. But you, again, might want to just wait and see what the other tokens are telling you. I think BNB can have a bounce around 550. BNB could bounce around here, 550. Otherwise, we're moving down 530. So those are kind of the two places I would watch on BNB for something to happen. Yeah, because like BNB, BTC, look at that. That's looking nice. Like I was saying, get above this line and then it'll cruise. Total 1. So that's kind of the last line of defense for Total 1 is down here. I would say, I mean, you could potentially do a 2B and bounce off 2 trillion as well. But I would feel less comfortable with risking right here when we have such a cliff to go down. Let me just check the timeline again, see if there's any. 1-800 please buy Bitcoin. Yeah. Wow, under Japanese law, Mt. Gox creditors will get $483 per Bitcoin in Bitcoin. That's 0.008 BTC per BTC held at the time. 9 billion comes to only 72 million paid to customers. Who gets to keep it? The government of Japan? The attorneys? The exchange? That's insane. That's insane. So that 9 billion potentially hits the market. ETH BTC Gigasend. Look at that. That's playing nicely. See, that's a nice chart. Now we want to see it, like I said, break through this at 556, break up above 58, and then that's where we really start seeing a lot of movement. So this could be bullish for altcoins. I'm not going to lie, guys. This could be really... This could be really good. This could be really good. Interesting. Yeah, people are really getting wrecked right now. I think this is the type of capitulation that we need to see to move up. I know a lot of people saying we're at support. I mean, realistically, yes, but it's like final support. So it is dangerous. I mean, buying dip on altcoins might be preferred. But I think at this point you'd want to be buying spot and have a long-term view in mind, with willing to take over 50% drawdown in case shit hits the fan, you know? Because yeah, like look at that. Total altcoins, sure, looking good, but total 2 doesn't look good. Total 3 doesn't look good either. Do we make a new low yet? No. But this is the last line of defense for altcoins. Ideally, we'd like to see it bounce right here to make what looks like an inverted head and shoulders, but the strength of this down move is, it's literally tearing everything a new ass. Yeah, I somewhat agree with Maine. He's saying big sell-off right now in the range lows. We're going to find support. It should be here. Otherwise, 52K. ETH. Filling the fair value gap and tagging the weekly order block. Looking stronger relative to BTC. Bought some here, but we'd be interested in more at 3K if given. And that's kind of what I'm saying as well, that, you know, I think ETH at least has enough of a narrative to kind of hold it up. And it looks better considering, like, this is kind of the inverted head and shoulders area for ETH. Is right there. 3K, what he's saying. I've got this 3176. That's a nice bounce region. And then last line of defense would be down here around 2779. So I think there is definitely a lot more bullishness to say on ETH's behalf. Yeah, but more bullish than Sol. Because, yeah, I don't like that. Oops, what did I do? Yeah, I don't like that it's this trend, this major trend. I mean, we could look at it a little bit differently as well. You could look at it from here. Something like that too, and it's broken down through that. So we could see some more capitulation from Solana. Although it looks like it is starting to bounce on lower time frames. So who knows? It could recover. This could be a deviation. Pulse? Oh no. I haven't looked at Pulse in a while. Pulse like Hex, right? It's Hex, right? Yeah, I don't know. Like, Hex looks pretty done, man. Pulse Chain, PLS. Yeah, I think you mean Pulse Chain, PLS. There's Pulse Chain on Mexi. It still has a chance, but I don't know. I'd like to see more of the chart. Pulse Chain. Yeah, because it's like its own chain, isn't it? Let's check. Deck screener. PLS. There's not much volume on this chain, bro. I'm not gonna lie, there's not much volume on here. Is it PLSX? Let's have a look at PulseX then. Where was it? There it is. Yeah, 2.88 billion, okay. I think this is it. Interesting chart. I mean, it has a chance. Yeah, it looks like it retested this previous high here. I think there was a lot of volume here, so yeah, look to recover that line there. Then it'll look a little bit better for sure. That would be kind of the next interest point to recover. Once it recovers this, I would wait for, you know, something above here and then something above here. And just look for those two zones and see how it plays out. I hope this is the right one, PulseX. It looks, you know, 2.8 billion. That's, I think, the one you're talking about. Yeah, I'll say one thing comparative to... Let's have a look at Bitcoin, actually. It's holding above. It didn't close below. It closed below on a 10-minute, but it's recovered right away. Yeah, I would watch this 59.1 for interaction and see if Bitcoin's able to recover at this point. It is making a big hammer candle right here. This is a huge hammer. Let's go back to the 4-hour and see how the RSI. So the RSI is now starting to tip up. And realistically, that is a divergence. Just because this is going upwards and the price is going downwards still. So a bit of divergence. Let's check on a 20-minute. See if there's a divergence as well. No. We're gonna have to wait for that one. Yeah, PulseX, yeah. Yeah, again, like I said, those two lines. There's chance for recovery, but like, I mean, at this point, do you think it's worth selling something that's that far down? If you've been holding it for a long time, you might as well just continue holding it. I'm guessing you don't need that money right away. It has its own chain, so there's potential, but again, I was looking at the chain and it's looking ugly. It's not much volume. People know Hex is a scam. It's just, it doesn't look good, bruv. But at the end of the day, all these scams can still pump really well. You know, at the end of the day, Ponzi is still a Ponzi. It can pump like a Ponzi because eventually everything gets a bid. And that's what I think happens after this capitulation that we're witnessing right now live. Not financial advice. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that sort of stuff. Join the Telegram in the link below that will be posted after the video. If you don't have that in this video, you can always go check my channel or another video. I usually have the links uploaded after. Just gonna mute for a sec, save your guys' ears, and we'll be back. Let's just put it on the 1 minute so we can get our hearts pumping. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, no worries, Mr. Under. Okay, let's have a look here. Yeah, so Russia, Ukraine attacks Crimea with U.S. missiles. I mean, the U.S. basically attacked, so not looking super good. A Minnesota dam is in imminent failure condition. I'm just wondering, where's Larry Fink? I'm just wondering, where's Larry Fink? Yeah, it's definitely a precarious place to be in. We really want to see closing above this, of course. We did see a 10-minute close below and then close above immediately after. That is okay because it did come up, but we are looking very precarious on this line of scrimmage. Yeah, that's definitely it's definitely a sketchy little line there. 59,111. It's, I would say, similar to what we saw at the 65 one, even though mine was a little bit off. So 65 1-ish. You know, we had this bounce, lose it, recover, lose it, recover, and then we lost it. And that was the third time, right? So lost it, recovered, lost it, recovered. Third time was the charm. We really lost it then. Oh yeah, if you're holding for 2 years, keep holding. Just keep holding. There's a chance those scam coins never come back. And that's why, depends on how much you're holding. Because you could just buy a stronger altcoin too. One that you know is going to go 10x. I don't know. There are altcoins, I think, potentially. Some in this list, potentially, having possibility to 10x. Which one? I don't know. I don't know which one's going to be stronger out of this list, to be honest. I didn't think Turbo was going to do what it did. We were watching this since way back when it launched. I made one of my highest viewed videos recently is actually one of those. Analytics. And look at that. Turbo is about to moon. And this was published May 11th, 2023. So let's have a look. It dumped like crazy after I made that call, I guess. Because it looks like it's just come only down since then. I thought it was going to moon, obviously, back then. But it took months. This is December. First pump. Second pump. March. And then it really ripped. And I think this was a lot of ETF hype. But it was also, you can see the TA play out. You can see the TA play out right here. So from this first pump, we then tried to make it into a support, failed, made it into support, and then rocket. And we retested that whole way. So like, there would have been a good place to enter. Or like here actually, on this retest. Like you would have seen this, and you'd be like, okay, well, good chance that it goes up. So you could have played this sort of area. And then same thing here, you're like, okay, it comes up, it bounces down. There's a good chance it just continues up. And that would have been a good place to enter. You can see the W even. If we looked on a smaller time frame, we would see it.
Oh, he throws tummies out.
I'm going to pack this stream in. We'll see you on the next one. Andy's Crypto Talk.